Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so rocking to be here with you guys. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. We had such a wonderful time. Yesterday we had messages from the spirit world. And if you didn't see that video, check it out. It's in the queue right before this one. In that video, I did little mini psychic readings for viewers, people that wrote in with psychic questions. And if you're new here, that's a weekly tradition. We do it every Tuesday. Well, another weekly tradition is Wiccan Wednesday, and here we are again. 2 days ago I did a video on the witch's silver mirror, and so many of you wrote and said how much you enjoyed that. And you said, Psychic Bob, do you have anything else for us that's like that? And of course I always do. I got a special treat here for you guys today. And you want to know what that is? Let's see what I can conjure up. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Ooh, you know what that is? Now you're going to say, Psychic Bob, that's a Christmas ornament. Yes, it is a Christmas ornament, but there's something much deeper to this. This is actually the modern day version of the witch ball. That's right, the witch ball. You say, well, what's a witch ball, Bob? Witch ball is a magical charm of protection. Oh, I'm going to drop it here and break it. And I thought I'd give you a little introduction. We've got some sources I want you guys to check out. This is Scott Cunningham's Book of Shadows. And in that chapter on the magic mirror, he also has a little later on a section on witch balls. And this is in Wiccan Mirror Lore. You can see this chapter here, Wiccan Mirror Lore. And he says down here at the bottom of the page, he says, the witch balls of yesteryear were silvered globes, a combination of mirrors and crystal balls, and were hung in the windows or near the doors and chimney of the house to protect it and all its contents. Today these are hung on trees at Yuletide by people who have forgotten their original significance. Witch balls are sometimes available and are well worth the price. Always keep them clean and shiny. That's right. Now, today's modern day ornaments, as I showed you here, are, by the way, this one's made of glass. Nowadays, a lot of them are made of plastic. And I would encourage you, if you can, seek out vintage Christmas ornaments that are made of glass, because they're really better for this type of work. But I wanted to show you an assortment of some of my witch ball collection. Now, this is a vintage one here from the 1960s that I have. And I recently just bought this giant one. Now, I bought this at Pier 1, and it's a decorative ball. It's not got any opening. It's solid, but it is made of glass, and they've put crystals around it. As you can see, they look like diamonds. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love this because it looks kind of antique looking. See how it's a little spotty? The old silver balls, the mercury glass, look like this. The original witch balls were made of blown hollow glass, and then they would blow mercury into them and it would coat the inside. And that's how we got the silver glass balls. Now today they don't use mercury because mercury is dangerous. But this one here has it's like a mercury-like substance, but it's not actual mercury. But it makes a shiny ball. Now, if you're having to find one of these, by the way, you can look for these. A lot of home decorating stores carry them. And if they don't have a way to hang them, I would suggest you make a little stand. And one of the tricks that I use is I buy old candlesticks. This is a silver candlestick I bought at a thrift store. But the wonderful thing is it makes the perfect stand for these sort of balls. So as you can see, now I have a beautiful witch ball on a silver stand. And doesn't that look majestic? Now that's very magical. And if you were to put that just in a corner of your room, somewhere in your house, it would reflect light into the room, and it also dispels negativity. See, it was believed that the silver reflected evil. And in fact, let me read to you another section here. This is from another book. This is by Doreen Valiente. And this is called, from the book, An ABC Oops, I got upside down. An ABC of Witchcraft, okay? So let me read this to you. She has an entire chapter here on witch balls. There you go. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's quite like 4 pages long, but I just want to read a little bit of it here to you, okay? So this is by Doreen Valiente. Witch balls. The term witch ball is given most frequently to those bright reflective balls of glass that one often sees hanging in antique shops. They look like larger and more durable versions of the shining balls that are sold to decorate Christmas trees. Their use in old homes and cottages was to hang suspended in a window or in some dark corner, or sometimes a standing version was made to be placed where it would reflect light. They are often quite large and heavy and need a chain to hang them by. A particular huge silver witch ball used to hang in the old shop in Brighton Lanes, nearly filling the little dark window and surrounded with all kinds of small antiques and Victoriana. One finds, however, that not many antique dealers can tell you what a witch ball really is. In fact, a good deal of curious lore surrounds these mysterious globes. Their main purpose as house decoration was to avert the multifaried influence of the evil eye. The shiny reflecting globe cast back the influence of the malign glance of the evil eye upon the person who sent it forth. Hence the popularity of these witch balls hung in windows. However, their attractiveness as ornaments in themselves and their ability to lighten a dark room, dark corner by reflecting a cheerful ray of sunlight has given these balls continued popularity after their original use has been forgotten. So you see, this is a long-standing tradition of these magic witch balls. Now, as you can see, as I said, I've got this beautiful one, and I just put it here on a beautiful silver candlestick. And this is a wonderful way just to display it. Now look at that. That looks perfect, doesn't it? So I can just set that anywhere in my house, and it will be super. So let me show you some of my other witch balls here. Now, last year I was at a clearance sale at Harris Teeter, believe it or not, Harris at a grocery store, and they had a giant cart filled with balls, Christmas balls this size. They were labeled as outdoor Christmas ornaments. And these are the type that you would hang on a giant outdoor tree. So you can see they're large. But again, it's a beautiful ball. Now this one's made of plastic, but it is silvered, and what's done in bluish silver, in order to be reflective. Now the old witch balls were large and even larger than this, and they did shine like this. Now the wonderful thing is, because this one has a hook on the end, we can string a string through it or a ribbon and hang it in a window. Or likewise, you can, again, put it on top of a stand, such as a candle holder, and it will look beautiful in your house and be reflective. These are also wonderful to use as scrying balls. You can use them like our silver mirror to get visions. Now, as I was saying, if you want to work with the witch ball, you might want to check antique stores to see if they have them. But in the event that you can't find a large one, I would suggest also going online and looking up vintage Christmas ornaments. The reason I say vintage is that the old ones from the 50s and 60s, like these ones are, which I bought online, are all made of solid, shining glass. And as you can see, they're just beautiful. They're in here kind of tight. But these are real glass. And I think the glass ones, they're more traditional, really. Now, they do make plastic ones, and let me show you another plastic one here. This is another example of a witch ball. It's also a Christmas ornament. It's plastic, so you can thread a ribbon through it and hang it in your window. Like here's my window. Hang it in the window, and it will be shiny. The problem with the newer ones is that the ends don't come off. This is one solid piece, and you can't take it off. Now you're going to say, well, why do we need to take the end off? Well, let me show you another witch ball here. This was a gift to me a few years ago by a witch that I know. And this is actually a clear Christmas ornament. But if you look inside, it's filled with herbs. One of the wonderful old witch traditions was to take these hollow balls and fill them with protective herbs and then decorate them. As you see, it's got beautiful ribbons. And it can be hung in my home, which actually hangs in my kitchen, as a protection charm and a blessing. Now, This is if you want to use, you can actually buy clear Christmas ornaments like these and use them. But I also like the shiny silver effect. So you could take, for example, one of your old Christmas balls. Again, this is why I suggest the old glass ones, because in the older balls, the ends pop off. Okay, and it's hollow. You can see it's mercury glass inside. This is old one. And all you want to do is then, like this one, add herbs. And it was believed that the reflective surface would reflect evil, and if evil did get close, it would be drawn in and entrapped inside the mystical herbs. Some people fill these with pins and needles. They put needles in them. That's one thing you can do. Or you can add herbs to it, or some people add strings as well, like little clippings of thread. If you're somebody who sews, you save your clippings, or you do crochet, you can fill those inside of a ball. That's also another traditional way to do it. Now, if you want to work with herbs, here's my trusty herb cabinet. Isn't that wonderful? Lady Angela, has the best stuff. I bought this over at Rare Wicca Spells, and I got some herbs with it. She sent me as a present. Thank you, Lady Angela. But I've got some herbs here I would recommend if you want to make a beautiful witch ball for your house. So once you get your ball, you take the end off, then you can sprinkle herbs in the ball. You don't have to fill it all the way, but you can if you want. But just put some of each of these herbs in. Now, which herbs are good for a witch ball? Really, any that you like. These are some ones that I would suggest that you consider, though. Here's one. It's rose. Rose is a great herb for witch balls because it brings sweetness to the home. So if you want to have a peaceful home of love and friendship and support, rose, you should add rose petals. These are dried roses, rose petals, to your witch ball, okay? Also, another wonderful sweet herb is lavender. Lavender brings a lot of peace to the home. So I would use rose. I would use lavender. You can add which one's this one? Cinquefoil. This is also known as a protective herb, cinquefoil. Great herb. And then also, one of my favorites, which I always use, are cloves, whole cloves. Okay? So I would suggest that if you use a witch ball and you want to put herbs in it, so you could sprinkle each of those right down in that and then recap it. I would suggest, it's traditional in witch circles to use odd numbers. So either use 1, 3, or 5, okay? Because, the other deal, the fifth one, dill. Dill is also an anti-exorcism charm, blocks evil spirits. I knew I was miscounting. I gave you 4. So 1, 3, or 5. So in this case, I'm going to use 5 in my witch ball, see? So, it's really a wonderful, wonderful way, just a simple way to do magic. And, if you don't have a lot of money and, you want to buy gifts and maybe you don't have money to spend a lot, you can really just do wonderful magics like this. And you could fill your ball with these herbs. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have my funnel here. And I'm going to spill them all over the place. But you get the idea. And then once you put those herbs in your witch ball, then you just want to recap it, see? So we've put all of our 5 herbs down in here, and now it's time to recap our ball. And once you recap it, then you can consecrate it, pass it through incense, pray over it, and you could tie a beautiful ribbon on it, a red or green ribbon or a gold ribbon. I actually bought last year some beautiful gold ribbon I'm looking for. That's wonderful. Tie beautiful shimmering gold ribbon on it and then give it as a present. And I tell you, people really appreciate it. The simplest gifts, I think, sometimes are the most beautiful and heart-touching because they're made from the heart, And I know that when my friend gave me this beautiful witch ball, I've loved it. I've had it for several years, and I keep it, and I bless it, and charge it on the full moons, and it's a powerful protection ball. So you see, magic can be real simple. Now, I also have some other witch balls here. This is one I've got that's done in green. Okay, you don't have to have just silver, but I've got silver is traditional, okay? But you can also use green, okay? or blue is very popular. I like blue too, because blue is kind of like repelling the evil eye, you know. And again, size, you know, from the small to the large. So there we've got our other larger silver one. And then I even have a larger one. I actually have a silver one somewhere around here. I've been moving stuff around, but I have a silver one this size as well. So as you can see, the witch ball comes in all different sizes and colors. And, you know, just explore it. You know, now that we're at the holiday season, it's easy to find ornaments. So, you know, you can go to your local pharmacy, like I go to CVS and buy ornaments, or you can go to Walmart. You know, you don't have to spend a fortune to have beautiful magical charms in your house. So anyways, I just want to bring that to you. I hope that's a little bit of insight. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place this. I've been moving around stuff in my house, and I'm going to find just the right spot for my new mystical witch ball. Anyways, guys, hope that gives you a little insight today. Thanks for being here. I love you guys. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Thursday. That means Zodiac Thursday, and we're going to talk about astrology, so make sure to be here. Well, anyways, keep it here at Spirit Channel. If you want to show Psychic Bob some love, like this, favorite it, share it with your friends, and let's get out the word about Spirit Channel. And if you can, hit that subscribe button. Be part of our channel. We'd sure love you to be here. Blessings to all of you.